wondering dreams come true. Wishing on the star, but do the dreams come true? But when the dreams come true, all the hate you got for me comes back.
What up, squad? MizzyWorld back getting to the basics with a MizzyWorld Music Shoutout for Ar Ase. You dig what I'm saying? I came across Ar Ase's music through a good friend of mine, Dot. You feel what I'm saying? He went to high school with him. He started listening to his album or mixtape Benevolent, and he told me, yo, bro, you need to go check this joint out. So I listened to it. He was like, yo, it's on Apple Music, it's on Spotify, it's on everything. You feel what I'm saying? It's on every major platform. So I went and I listened to it, because if it's on Apple Music, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go listen to it just because it's right there and it's ready and available. You feel what I'm saying? So I went, I listened to it. I only skipped one track. You feel what I'm saying? And I only skipped that one track because I wanted to get through the rest of the fucking album or mixtape. The other joints I just couldn't skip. You feel what I'm saying? The shit was a great fucking mixtape. But the first thing that I wanted to touch on with Benevolent was the interludes and or samples, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But when motherfuckers use samples where people talking and shit, I thought you used just samples or interludes perfectly. You feel what I'm saying? The one in the beginning, like the one that's on the intro song, that shit was crazy. Like that was real inspiring. Then the one that you got in the beginning of Love Yourself with Brother Minister Farrakhan, that joint was beautiful. We talking about love yourself and how they wanted to break us down and tell us that our noses was too big, our lips was too fat. Yo, that shit was beautiful. Then you come around and you put the sister at the end of Love Yourself where she talking about now they want to wear our wigs, now they want to do this, now they want to get surgery. That shit was beautiful, bro. I felt as though you used your interludes and or samples, because I don't know what the fuck y'all call them in the music industry, perfectly. You feel what I'm saying? You use those joints perfectly, and I just had to pay homage to that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because I like interludes, especially when they're used in a proper way. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the next thing I want to touch on with the Benevolent album and or mixtape, whichever one it is the beats. You feel what I'm saying? Like, besides, I think it was Never Said. I think that's one of the tracks, and Dreams Come True. Most of the track list got a 90s type vibe to it, a 90s type beat to it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I could see you and DMRV doing some great tracks together. You and Ash Shakur doing some dope ass tracks together. Who else? You and A Double doing some good ass tracks together. Because these are dudes that I feel as though y'all definitely have that 90s type vibe. You feel what I'm saying? Not even that type vibe, but that type approach of trying to give real gems with real bars. You feel what I'm saying? Over some hard ass beats. You dig what I'm saying? So that's the next thing that stood out to me from the Benevolent mixtape or album was the vibe. It had a 90s type vibe. Like, I'm talking about a good 90s type vibe, because you could say something has a vibe from a certain era, but everything from that era wasn't good. You dig what I'm saying? So it had a great 90s type vibe. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't just he was going for a 90s type feel. No, that shit just put you back in that time. You feel what I'm saying? Now, as y'all can see so far through the MizzyWorld Music Shoutout and the album review, that I'm feeling Benevolent and I'm feeling Ar Ase as an artist. You feel what I'm saying? But the next thing that stood out to me from Benevolent was the passion, the lyrics, and the message. You dig what I'm saying? When you spoke on Islam becoming a trend in Philly, that touched me. You dig what I'm saying? When you said something, I forgot what track this was, but when you said this line, you saw your friends die and I guess you felt stressed because you ain't know if you was next. That was real shit. I felt that. You feel what I'm saying? Because at a certain point in my life, like, I had friends getting shot and killed left and right around me. You feel what I'm saying? And I just felt as though the walls were closing in and I was stressed. You feel what I'm saying? Even though I know I really wasn't doing too much shit to make niggas move on me, but in Philly, you ain't got to do too much for motherfuckers to move on you. You know what I'm saying? They could just not like you and niggas gonna move on you. You feel what I'm saying? So I was feeling stressed and I felt that line. You dig what I'm saying? The next line that stood out to me, I think that came from Love Drift. You had a few lines in Love Drift that I felt. But the one joint was play the rebound. Nah, I don't play that. You either fuck with me or I'm gone. That's real shit. I'm not about to play the rebound for you while you know what I'm saying, hoping and praying that old boy that gave you 3 STDs and had 5 kids on you come back around. Nah, sis, you either with me or I'm gone. Then the next line was, keep treating me like them other niggas, I'ma let you be with them. That's real shit. You feel what I'm saying? If you want to keep treating me like them other niggas or view me like the past niggas that done did you wrong, then go be with them. I'm not about to jump through all the hoops and all the fires and all that shit like a fucking circus lion just to prove to you that I'm different. You either gonna read the book or you gonna move on. either way, the book not going to open up for you and read it to yourself. And read it to you. You feel what I'm saying? It's not going to be a audio cassette tape just playing to you. You dig what I'm saying? You got to open that bitch and read it. You feel me? And if you don't, then I'm going to let you be with them other niggas. So I was feeling them Jones. It was just so many lines throughout the whole just album / mixtape that I was feeling. You feel what I'm saying? You had a lot of very relatable lines in them Jones. You dig what I'm saying? But this is a perfect segue to shift into what was my favorite track, and that was Love Drift. Now, don't get me wrong, Love Drift wasn't above and beyond every other track because this was a well-rounded album. But this was the one that I picked, you feel what I'm saying? So let's get a little tune into Love Drift. Gang.
Move, blame your ex for your stress, but it's time to move on. You say you don't love him, but you're still holding on. Guess since he hurt you, you looking for some payback. Play the rebound? Nah, I don't even play that. Either you fucking with me or fuck it, I'm gone. Make up your fucking mind, cause shorty is drawn. I'ma blame him for what when you the one going back, and you want me to forgive you after the fact. Nah, you know I love you, but I ain't a sucker for love. These cold-hearted bitches is out here for the blood. I can feel it in my heart. It's like
now we coming down the home stretch. The last thing that I wanted to touch on with Benevolent was the feel. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I already kind of touched on this earlier with the 90s beats and the 90s vibe, but the feel, it wasn't all over the place. It was a really benevolent album. It was a positive album. You feel what I'm saying? Like, of course, here and there, you had to let people know where you from, what you willing to do, because you from Philly and you a rapper. So you always got to let people know that this positivity won't, you know what I'm saying, protect you from getting smacked the fuck up. You feel what I'm saying? But just overall, in general, this was a very, very positive and well-rounded, well-constructed project. You feel what I'm saying? They all had the same type vibes and was on the same type time. You dig what I'm saying? It wasn't all over the place like somebody that was just throwing a bunch of tracks together. You dig what I'm saying? This shit had a very, very well-constructed feel and vibe to it. You feel what I'm saying? From not only the beats, but to how the songs made you feel. You feel what I'm saying? From your songs to As I Reminisce, That's For Your Mom, to Dreams Come True, to Love Drift, to Never Said I Was. The shit was crazy. You feel what I'm saying? 14 tracks. I only skipped one song, and it's not because I know him. I don't know him from a can of paint. You feel what I'm saying? My bro Dot just told me to listen to him, and I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Skip the tracks. The tracks just attracted me. You feel what I'm saying? So that was the last thing that stood out to me, was how well constructed this project was. You dig what I'm saying? I got to tip my hat to you. I can't wait for the next project. You dig what I'm saying? I can't wait for us to link up and do our interview. Stay tuned for that, MizzyWorld fans. Even though it's my fault that we didn't link for our interview yet, because I just be so busy and be doing so much at one time. You dig what I'm saying? I be having so much on my plate, but we definitely gonna get that interview to y'all before March, 9 times out of 10. You dig what I'm saying? So stay on the lookout for that. Like I said, I can't wait for your next project, bro. Keep doing your thing. If y'all haven't listened to Ar Ase, go check him out now. He's on Apple Music. He's on Spotify. I'm assuming that he's gonna be on every other fucking platform, but for most of my followers, I'm pretty sure y'all got Apple Music or Spotify. So just look him up, Ar Ase, Arase. And check him out. You feel what I'm saying? This benevolent shit is dope as fuck. You dig what I'm saying? If you like good music, you gonna like this mixtape. You feel what I'm saying? Mixtape or album. But y'all know what it is. MizzyWorld Music Shoutout. Philly support Philly from motherfucking Worcester and Shelton and Shoe Ave. That shit like 2 blocks away. Y'all know what it is. Gang.